Good morning. Well, I'm out here on this cold and foggy morning trying to come up with a new tarp shelter. Now, I thought the other night, almost a week ago, that I'd come up with something new. And of course, you don't know until you actually try these things. The concept, as it was in my head, once I got out here and tried it, just didn't work. Well, it sort of worked, but I ended up with too much slack. It basically, I wouldn't have been happy with it. Now, it's funny trying to come up with a new shelter. As we all know, if you look up online, there's probably 15, 20 sort of recognised shelter shapes to make with a regular tarp. And it's been that way for, well, forever. No one comes up with anything new, maybe just slight tweaks to old designs and that sort of thing. So when I mentioned on one of the sort of camping groups the other day that I might have come up with a new shape, but I won't know till I try it, the amount of negative comments I got. Oh, won't believe it unless I see the pictures. And then someone else comments, oh, there's no pictures because you can't do it. So much negativity. Yeah, I bet you don't see those people getting out there and trying it themselves. Well, that's what I'm doing today. I started off with a traditional, should we say, pyramid, three-sided, run from a ridge line, because as you know, I hate poles inside. I really do. They just get in the bloody way. And the original concept I had was moving on from that pyramid design by opening up one side. But it just didn't work out. So I tried a different approach, and I've gone from a plough point, which essentially the back is here, still ridge lined for the same reasons, but I've changed up the front a bit. Let me show you. Right, so of course, if it was a plough point, this corner would be right up high, fixed to a tree, a tall pole or something like that. So you have a big high open shelter. Now that's fine as long as the weather's not too bad. You can plough point with obviously the point lower to get a bit more protection, but I wondered if I just put the point to the floor instead and elevated the two sides. Got 2 points of access if I wanted that. So I've still got good ventilation, but it's closed down a little bit more. Being the sort of traditional plough point back, with this tarp, which is roughly 3 metres by 3 metres, or a 10-foot tarp, I've still got 10 feet down either side, so I could sleep on either of those sides. Obviously, if the weather was changeable, I might start one side and think, oh bloody hell, it's blowing in here, I'll go over that side. But if the wind was to change too much, or the rain was to start really bad, this is going to stop it blowing in the front. Obviously I've still got openings, but they can be adjusted. That's why I've brought the walking poles to do it, rather than just using sticks. They're a quick and easy thing to adjust, and I could drop it to half that height if I wanted to. Would I use it? Oh, I don't see why not, really. Is it anything new? Probably not. Because I've literally sort of just thought about it on the fly, I haven't sort of looked online if there's anything this sort of shape. Some bugger must have done it. I'm sure they have. But it's not something I personally have thought of doing. Of course, there will be the smart asses and the naysayers and the depressive people that are sitting at home on their keyboard not actually doing anything themselves, about to criticise and come up with something. That's fine if that's how you want to be. I'm a little bit more positive myself. I like to get out and try these things and do things. If someone can come up with a suggestion how I could make this better, crack on and tell me, that's fine. But don't go criticising if you're not going to go and do it yourself. is, I suppose, what I'm trying to say really. So yeah, maybe it's nothing different. It is only a plough point with the high point brought down to the floor. But I was just trying, at least trying, to come up with something. Who knows? I might not pack up and go home yet. I might play around a little bit more and see if I can change things up a bit further. That's what this sort of morning is all about. Getting out there, bit of practice, bit of sort of mind work, and having a bit of fun really. Let's try and change this up a bit. I'm thinking about shortening this pole right down, using this loop, so it's just a small sort of airflow space here, be no good for access, moving the pin across and having a bigger entrance maybe. Who knows? You don't know till you try. That's that smaller. To keep the tension, that'll have to go like that. Now I'm going to have to change this. I need a loop there, don't I? Or maybe this one if I can get this higher. Oh, that's too high. There. Pull that round a bit. That would keep even more weather out, unless it was obviously blowing in that way, but certainly from the back. Let's have a look inside, see what space there is. That's the acid test. Make any shape you like. If you can't use it, what's the point? Oh, ugh, ground's a bit damp. There's not a bad amount of headroom in here. Obviously I've still got sort of 10 foot, 3 metre length here and there. I've got you on the tripod, more or less where the short pole is, filming in this way. It's a bit different. Yeah, it's all right though. Plenty of room. Having the two spaces, still ventilation would be all right. I'd have to use other pegs to peg down these two sides sort of tight to the floor so they didn't get draft or anything or wet blowing under them if it was that sort of day. But overall, yeah, that's a success too. Again, is it anything new? I don't know. It's new to me, and that's half the fun. Let me grab the camera and sort of show you what I can see from in here. Oh. Now I'm sorry about the lighting, it's so difficult being in a dark space here and so bright outside. But from sort of the back corner, that's essentially the view to the short pole pinned down on the other point there and round that way. Oh, tripod's in the way, hang on. That's better. And that was the access door. So yeah, so I've got sort of almost 10 feet in length down this side and 10 feet in length down this side, and oh yeah, a good 10-12 feet out to that pin from this corner. So you could lay diagonal if you wanted, if you didn't want to go down either side. Not a bad view out. Yeah, this is definitely something I would use. I should have climbed in here when I had both poles up high. It would probably have given a little bit more headspace there, but the theory is roughly the same. Well, that's it for today. I've quite enjoyed doing a bit of shenanigans here. I'm quite happy with what I've now achieved. Is it different? No idea. I'll have to go online and do a bit of searching, you know, Google tarp setups, maybe have a look on YouTube for tarp setups to see if I can see this being done. As I say, you're restricted to what you can come up with a square piece of material. There is only so many shapes. That's why it's so difficult to come up with a new design. You're trying to reinvent the wheel almost. It's all been done before. But it's new to me and I've enjoyed doing it. And that's what this is all about, really. Get out there and try. Just try and do something different. And don't listen to other people and don't follow saying that they have to do it this way. Do it the way that works for you. Just have fun. See you on the next video.